Alright, welcome folks to another episode of Odd Cuisine. Today we're going to mix things up a little bit by doing two recipes. Because the first one we're doing is fish fingers and custard, which is actually from an episode of Doctor Who. The director decided to fuck with the actor Matt Smith, who plays like the lead character, by making him eat fish fingers and custard. And Matt Smith actually wound up enjoying it. So me, Dennis, and a bunch of our other friends, like way back in the day, decided to try it out for ourselves, and we liked it. So we already know what we're doing here, but Alan has not. So we're going to have him try it for the first time, and then the second one that we're doing is waffles and with tuna on top of it. So, yeah, we've got a theme today of sweets with fish. And none of us have tried that one, and that one sounds horrendous. So, we'll at least, still have me probably winding up spitting something out. So, here we go. We're going to start with the fish fingers and custard, because that's fairly straightforward, and will also take the longest in baking. So, the ingredients for that are, of course, fish fingers. I like the nice thin ones because they get crispy. And some vanilla extract. Some whole milk. Some butter. Some eggs. Some cornstarch. That's all for the custard. So we're going to start with the fish sticks. And you just, preheat the oven at whatever it says. You'll notice I actually remember to preheat the oven this time. And then cook them for however long it tells you to. Pretty straightforward. I'm glad we have such natural framing where our host is not walking directly towards the camera so that the frame gets all fucked up.
At one point, the camera just tried to recognize your head as a face.
Well, it does have a personality of its own. It does whatever the hell it wants to. Likes to grab onto fences that I'm standing near.
I mean, you'd think at this point we'd get better at this.
Nope.
Especially
Maybe
given this is
eventually
what
we'll
our
learn.
fifth video or something.
Something like that. Well, no, I mean, yes, it's our fifth video for this, but we've done, like, other videos in the past. Like, I've taken, like, filming classes. I do know what I'm doing more than it actually seems. But I still don't know what I'm doing.
I mean, again, I only know how to make horror movie shots. Really creepy stock.
Creepy
And
voyeur-esque.
videos.
Yeah. That's all I know how to
Stalker zoom-ins.
Peeping Jorge.
Fuck.
Alright, so first things first, we need 4 cups of whole milk. So we're going to come over here and ruin our framing again. See if I can manage to dump the milk everywhere. And surprisingly, I did not make a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, yet. It will happen. I might not have spilled that particular milk, but
Again.
it'll happen.
Yeah, you with open containers equals a big mess.
Yeah.
Especially if it's liquids.
Alright, so the next ingredient is a tablespoon of vanilla extract. 1 teaspoon of melted butter. Let's wait. No, there should be a little thing here. Damn it. We did have a little glass thing. I like how even when I prepare, try and do like the mise en place for the episode beforehand, I'm still doing a lot of it during the actual episode. Let's just pop that in the microwave for a little bit. So we got our melted butter. Throw that in there. And you're going to whisk it all together.
Patrick.
And then in a saucepan large enough to hold that much liquid, we're going to bring it to a boil.
You came very close to spilling it.
Yes. And if you know what you're doing before you start, you could just put all the ingredients in the pot first and then stir in there. Alright, so actually right before it comes to a boil, you're going to want to remove it. And so it said put about medium heat. So while we're waiting for that, we might as well start on the tuna waffles. So as you can see, I've got some leftover waffles from breakfast a couple days ago, so we're just going to use those. Otherwise, you can use Eggo frozen waffles if you want, or you make homemade waffles. I prefer homemade waffles, so that's what we went with. Though it's probably going to ruin the waffles. So, where's the recipe for that? Need to actually be able to follow along with it.
No, you don't.
I mean, I could try and wing it, but I literally have not seen the recipe, so I do not know what I'm doing. Okay. Oh, good God. That looks lovely.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so we're going to need to bust out our blender again.
You busted out a blender at one point?
No, I don't think we have.
Yeah, I was gonna say, blender?
Where did... Oh, it's drying. Where's the base? Oh.
Right there.
Right here. Remember, Odd Cuisine is the most prepared and most professional channel on YouTube.
We just make it look like we're not prepared.
We just pretend we don't know what we're doing. Let's move that back before I knock that over and break it.
Yeah, please don't. I would like to be able to use the blender.
Same. Considering I use it quite frequently for my soups and
Your,
smoothies.
Potato soup there?
Yeah.
Or shall we call it potato peanut butter?
No, it's pancake batter.
Sorry, potato pancake batter.
Because again, further going with the notion of I definitely know what I'm doing when it comes to cooking. I tried making a potato soup the other day, and I started out by making a roux, and then I blended everything together at the end instead of doing like a chunky potato soup, which I was not thinking. I was just like following a recipe. If you combine a roux, which is essentially a thickening agent, with, you know, a bunch of blended up starches, it gets really, really thick. And so I made potato soup that was basically the same consistency of pancake batter.
We gotta cut batteries on one.
Okay. Alright, so now that we're back, after our technical difficulties.
We didn't charge the camera.
Yeah. Like I said, we always come prepared.
Damn right.
So we're going to take a can of cream of mushroom soup. And we're going to toss it in a blender. Oh, that was lovely.
1/3 cup of milk.
1/3. Okay. And 1/3 cup.
It kind of got cut off on there, so
Yeah.
I think it just went.
Okay. Yeah, it's just everything in at once.
Okay.
So, yeah. So we got milk, cream of mushroom soup, and then our tuna. So we're going to come over here and grab a fork because I don't want to use my hands to get this out of there.
We need a wing jangler.
Yes, we need a wing jangler. Nice handy dandy spoon. So we're going to scrape this out. Now we're going to blend it up. Nice and good.
Oh, that looks wonderful.
So we can get a good look at it. Just pretty much looks like cream of mushroom soup. So
Yeah.
then we're going to check on our custard over here. Something else to wing jangle it. You're going to want to stir your custard occasionally. We'll look at the progress of our fish sticks. Coming along, but not quite done. So we're gonna heat those up because they kind of sat for a little bit while we were charging. Those are pretty much done. And because these are leftovers, as long as you don't put like any excessive butter or syrup on the outside, you can just reheat them in the toaster. Looks like our custard's about to boil, so we're going to turn the heat off. We got those heating up. Alright, so we're going to want to heat up our tuna soup mixture here. So we need to grab a saucepan.
Oh, the custard smells good.
Dump it
You
on.
mocking me?
Yeah. Then again, like custard donuts are my favorite kind of donut.
Yeah. Those are one of the only types of donuts I actually don't like.
Well, everybody's entitled to an opinion. Yours just happens to be wrong. Those are the best.
Exactly.
It's funny because normally, like, a lot of my favorite ones are the ones that are like stuffed with stuff. Like, I love jelly donuts and the like lemon custard ones,
Those are
but like
good, too.
normal custard, I'm not a huge fan of. Maybe I should turn the heat down a little bit. It's coming alive.
That's
Today I learned I'm Dr. Frankenstein. Better get stirred up a little bit. We're not really cooking it, just kind of heating it up, so
Just says heat thoroughly.
Yeah. So, should be
That was
about good now.
The cash.
Next, where'd that whisk go?
In the sink.
It's so cool. Yes, everyone watches. I just take this out of the sink. Point out how disgusting I am.
It was in a bowl in the sink. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Alright, so the next step here. Is to whisk in some eggs, sugar, and cornstarch. Oh, it's right here. Blind, apparently.
That's pretty normal.
Okay, so it calls for 4 eggs. I like how the yolk is like bobbing up in there.
Yeah.
Four eggs. Always remember to wash your hands after handling raw eggs, raw meat, raw fish, other gross things. Earthworms. It's nice, good whisking. I like to kind of like poke the yolks like directly on top with a whisk to kind of break them, and then just get in there and wang jangle them up.
Now that's a lucky color.
Oh, just enough room not to fall down. Perfect.
Just perfect. Did you just say neat?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And then 3
Yes.
3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Thicken it up. Nice whooshing noises. And then half a cup of white sugar. Again, just stir it all together. Hopefully I'm not burning the fish sticks.
Wrong drawer.
Yeah. I've lived here for how long and I still don't know where things are in the drawers. And I
Sound
burned
a
the
little-
shit out of the fish sticks, so we're gonna have to make some more of those.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Ah, they're fine.
Listen, just because you can't smell, I can, and it fucking sucks.
The black's just flavoring. Come on, man. I mean, unless they're like rock hard.
They're rock hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, these don't take too long to cook. Seems like this might be the first time where everything is done cooking by the time we're done with this portion.
Yeah.
We're ready to eat. throw these back in the oven. This time, hopefully, not forgetting about them.
Yeah.
Apparently, you're supposed to do the egg mixture separate and then slowly whisk it in. I'm really bad at reading, apparently, and following directions, so our custard might be a little watery. Said it should thicken up enough to stick to the back of a spoon, or to coat the bottom of a spoon. You don't have to chill it or anything?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think you've made custard before.
It's been a long fucking time.
Yeah, it said to put back over low heat and to whisk it slowly. Or whisk it, I mean. So, we're going to see if we can get this to thicken up a bit and see how many more times we can fuck up the process.
At least 2.
At best 7.
Yeah, not quite.
We're close.
We're going to leave this heat up a little more.
Pretty sure custard's normally served cold.
So yeah.
I guess we will have a little bit of waiting. Maybe.
Right, yeah.
I'll have to stick that in the fridge or freezer.
I mean, that'll help, because we do need to charge this in between things.
Y'all also don't got a blast chiller, so
Yeah.
I'll be I don't think most homes do.
Yeah. Alright, I think that's about as good as we're gonna get it with how I kinda fucked it up there. Yeah, it's not quite thick enough, but hopefully it'll thicken up enough once it's cooled. Alright, so we're gonna transfer this into a bowl here. Normally you would chill it in like a fridge. That's, I mean, typically where you chill things unless you're trying to freeze it. But to speed up the process a little bit, I am going to put it in the freezer for a little bit.
Hopefully we don't freeze it.
Yeah. Realize we're gonna follow me in here.
Might as well.
Yeah. And this freezer doesn't get terribly cold anyway, so it's colder than a refrigerator, but alright, so now all we have to do for that is wait. The waffles and tuna is ready. That's easy enough to reheat, so do we want to eat that now while we're waiting, or should we charge that up?
We should probably charge that up and
Okay.
just do it
So-
all at once.
Now we just gotta wait for our fish fingers and our custard, and as soon as those are done, we'll be on to the eating portion. So, we'll see you at the table. Between one of you two, then.
I'll go.
Alright.
We're recording.
Alright, so now we're at the table. We're gonna start with our waffle with tuna sauce, because we already know the other one's gonna taste good. And Dennis is going first this time.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah?
That was actually not bad.
Alright, I think we should all try the waffle first, and then we'll come back around for the fish fingers and custard.
I mean,
I
it ain't good,
guess-
but it ain't bad.
Yeah.
Fuck it, I'll go second.
Alright.
And judging by Dennis being unable to cut it,
Yeah.
That is a weird texture, but other than that, it's fine.
Yeah.
Alright. Sounds to me. Oh, mine's like soggy, kind of. Can't even seem to get mine to come up. Jesus Christ.
You and your French soda,
Mm-hmm.
the surrender soda.
Mm-hmm. There's always so much chewing.
I think Pat has the hardest time of just getting food down compared to you and me.
Yeah, you're right. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But again, like always, for me, the texture just, I don't know, like the sliminess of the tuna, and then especially coupled with the fact that like my waffle is like all floppy. Like I think I probably could have dealt with it better if my waffle was crispy.
You want to bite
But-
from like that corner because it's
No,
Pretty
one bite was enough for me. All right, so now we'll move on to our fish fingers and custard. Again, me and Dennis have already had it, so let's have Alan go first on this one.
All right. We actually have good fish sticks this time.
Mm-hmm. Be sure to dip it in there.
That is... Pat? Pat?
Yeah, it's a little thick. It worked better with the when we used vanilla pudding instead of this.
yeah.
Mmm. Mmm. I think vanilla pudding would have been better. But I get too much of the fish sticks, so I don't
Yeah.
really get
Okay.
enough enjoyment out
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
custard.
that might be where the like vanilla pudding works better, is because it's the consistency works better as like a dipping sauce
Yeah.
sort of thing. I don't know, maybe if I was better at making custard. Okay, for this, just kind of frame both of us because I doubt we'll have an interesting reaction to something we've already had plenty of times.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
but-
how I remember it.
Yeah, my custard didn't turn out very good, but
That's because you had different recipes and then got different instructions and just
yeah, I think I just followed a bad recipe, but yeah. So that's Odd Cuisine. You got us. If you ever get a chance, you should try some fish fingers and custard. Just make sure you have a better, softer custard that's not like falling apart like this.
If you're lazy,
Or-
use vanilla pudding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
vanilla. I actually prefer vanilla pudding to the custard. So.
well, hello there, Chai.
Anyway, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell, and give us suggestions. Come back, watch more. We'll be doing this every week because we hate ourselves.